question in people's minds is, with all this volatility, how does the Philippines, how does the economy, how does the property market fare? Imagine the amount of construction and real estate that have actually also been built in the last 20 years. There's 558 million square meters of development from year 2000 all the way to 2025. The colors that you see in the bar charts below represent the different asset class, so residential, commercial, industrial, and how it's actually shifted through the years. So as the call center industry prospered, more and more developers started to build office. If you see just next door to us what Northgate Alabang looked like 10 years ago versus how it looks now, it's just extremely developed. The message that we're seeing here is that even if the market feels soft, developers continue to build even today. The only difference is they are a bit more conscious in terms of their portfolio. It's no longer just BGC or Ortigas. In the last 20 years, we've built close to 58 business districts in Metro Manila, from Northgate, Alabang, all the way to Vertis North Quezon City and everything in between. It's not just isolated homes, isolated office buildings, it's actually township developments. I'll cover the office sector. We know that it is probably one of the hardest hit sectors during pandemic. Work from home, lockdowns, etc. But what we're seeing is we are actually in a cusp of recovery. Every time 1 square meter gets taken, another square meter gets built. And that's why we don't feel that the market is moving. However, starting this year, vacancy levels we believe will go down because the supply is going down as well, while demand continues to go up.
They know there's a lot of stock. They want the existing stock to be taken up. So they're trying to curb their supply, among other things that they're doing to help the supply and demand situation. Another thing that's worth noting is that also this 81,000 units that's available today across 622 buildings, 70% of that number comes from the midsection of the market, or what we define as upper middle and upscale. So together, they make up the units that are from 4 million pesos to 12 million pesos per unit. So that's the section of the market that the developers are kind of challenged with in pushing to the market, and they're really aggressively trying to market this stock. That's the section that's also experiencing some softening in terms of capital values, especially for the secondary market, because the developers can't control the pricing. It just means that the higher end side of the market is somewhat protected, but it is also still impacted. Condo market's a little bit crowded with 3 years of supply, but what's being done to address that is that all the stakeholders are kind of coming together to the market or to keep the market up. So the developers are offering very aggressive payment terms while protecting the interest of the investors by not bringing prices down. They're also curbing supply in order to keep the balance on play. And at the same time, because the interest rates are coming down due to the BSP's ability to manage inflation, we're hoping or anticipating that sales will pick up. So that supply and demand balance will correct itself, we think, in the next 2 or 3 years. But now that we can kind of project that vacancy rates are going to come down over the next 3 years, and the residential condo supply will also be managed in the next 2 to 3 years, and then knowing also full well that the BSP has a plan to keep cutting rates for the next 24 months, then it gives long-term or mid to long-term investors a nice outlook or horizon. Be able to plan or make investment moves today that will benefit them 2 or 3 years down the road. It's not all good news, and we've been very forthright about it all. Office market still facing very high vacancy rates, but good news is going to come because we're going to see vacancy rates starting to fall this year. And then the residential sector, 3 years worth of supply, but again, demand is not static. 3 years is based on that static demand of 6,000, but pre-pandemic, actually, that 6,000 number used to be 14 or 15,000. So the moment we jump back to those levels, given the interest rates coming down, that 3-year number starts to adjust to 1.5 years or 1 year, which is the healthy level anyway. But despite all of that short-term headwinds, we think there's still a lot to be optimistic about as a country, because if we look at the Philippines from the lens of the ASEAN, we're pretty well positioned to be a powerhouse in the region. As an emerging market, we can't also expect the developers or the key stakeholders of the industry to grind development to a halt. We simply can't do that for an emerging market. The developers are very well aware of this. They know that as they keep building, rents will fall, their prices will soften, but that's just part of the natural cycle. They have to keep feeding the emerging market that is the Philippines.
So what are the drivers of growth in any real estate investment or real estate market? First one would be infrastructure development, very important. Accessibility, ease of doing business. Number two are the FDIs. And number three would be your strong domestic consumption. My main topic is beyond Metro Manila, you have Clark, you have Batangas, you have Subic. So these things. So you have, in these areas, you have larger land area. So there's more opportunity to grow. You have CBDs, master plan CBDs there. And I think human resource. So a lot of skilled workforce in these areas that are yet to be tapped. So I think those things all put together create a very dynamic and resilient real estate landscape.